3PO, you tell that slimy piece of worm-ridden filth he'll get no such pleasure from us, right? Welcome back, everybody. So we got more painting to do. We're going to start off. We got a couple of the gray, darker gray that we need to do. So we're going to start off with that. And the first one is here. This little strip here. Let me show a picture of that, and followed by the picture that's going to show you what needs to go over here. So those are going to be the two parts that we're going to work on first, and then we'll go on from there. So let's go ahead and get started. This should be fun. I don't know exactly. Let me look here. Gotta bring this up so I can see it. Trying to figure out exactly how far I should mask. There we go. So I have the two marked off. I'm going to go get ready to go paint those, and then we'll come back and we will start masking off some of the other colors. So I wouldn't mask off a bunch of other colors now, but there's so many of these things that are going to be overlapping some of them, and I just don't want to deal with that. So let's go get these painted. See how we did. Not terribly difficult. Only 2 spots, blah, blah, blah. So now for the next steps. So one of the other parts that we need to paint is going to be, so very much like, here we go. So very much like this, we're going to have you see how this is a slightly different color. We're going to have the same type of thing over here. So the question is, how close to those colors are they? Need to try to find something that'll kind of help give that indication. It's really hard to tell. I feel like they're pretty close. The only difference being that I don't know what the difference is. Probably that one should have been a little bit darker, but we're gonna make them pretty close. Okay, let's take a look. So we got one spot on this side, and then we've got several through here. And then we get over here. There's quite a few over here. Also, I completely missed. There's a gray spot, one of these darker gray spots that goes right through here that I'll have to get later. Big area here, these there, and then I got tired of using up all my yellow, so I switched to the blue. But we got this patch here, through here, and this is going to be mostly on this side, and I'm just gonna kind of fade it over, and then this whole side there. But that's everything. So let's go ahead and go get this painted. We can come back and let it dry, and I'll get that one gray patch over there, and then we can be done with this part. There might be another color that we'll add. We'll see how the time goes. All right, see you guys back here when it's all painted. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So one of the things that I did, I looked back at before I went to paint. I went and started looking at some more pictures and found a couple more spots that I need to tape off. So I kind of prepped some. So I've got a couple spots here. Let me show you the picture there. And then there's this spot over here. Let me get this turned. Right here, and that is an extension of this. When this goes on, essentially this needs to go all the way down to there. And then from this part here, we'll get the darker gray, which I have to do later. But then, so we have this area. There's a little square here, and a square here. And then this section right here, gotta get those done. And then one last area over here, and this is, let's see if we can, so this is back in this area. This is where the cockpit goes. So there's a spot right through here. I think it goes something like here over, something like that. We'll figure it out. But that's what we're going to work on right now, is get that all done. So like I said, I've already masked this section off by the rectenna. It was simple enough to do. So we're going to try to get this thing level, work on the rest of it, and go from there. All right, now we can start painting. All right, let's go get the painting done. So we got this area that we just added. That little area right there. We've got this section there, that section, and this section, and this section. Oh, and then this and this. So this section over here is going to be really light, and this will be a bit darker. So let's go check it out. Welcome back, everyone. So we got our painting done. So we've got our little strips right through here. Color's a little bit, I don't know, not quite what I was expecting. It's not bad, but it's not exactly the same as what I had before. But that's fine. It doesn't have to match exactly. It just has to be in the same kind of family. With one exception, I'll talk about that. So we got these two areas. We got this. And you'll notice, I think you can see the middle seems to be a little bit lighter. And I wanted to do that kind of on purpose because of the fact that none of these are like perfectly painted or whatever. So there's going to be some variations because when they did this, when ILM did this, they just did things fast. This part right down here, you'll notice it is more of a gray as opposed to this kind of faded tan. I got this one over here. And just as I was looking at things, that's just what seemed to be correct for some of these things. So we got these. The one thing I haven't checked yet, and I may have to do some adjusting, is whether or not these two colors match. They don't exactly, so what I'll probably do is just kind of mask this off, just kind of touch it up a little bit and fade them in together. Matter of fact, this one, you can see I didn't paint all the way down. I put the masking across there, which was incorrect. So I'll probably mix up some more paint at some point and fade those together. But we have our little, you can see these little squares, and they actually stand out more in the camera than they do in person. We can see this section here. This is a bit darker, but these ones were a bit kind of lighter in color. I was starting to run out of my pre-mixed. We've got this section here, and then so we have this in through here. So I did a light here, and then when I did this gray, I kind of faded a little bit of it in there because that's kind of the way it was. And we have that there. So that's all of the painting for this episode. So hopefully you're enjoying that and you like what you're seeing. It's starting to come together. There's going to be a few things. So I've got this little bit of red here, and if you guys remember from the previous episode, there was supposed to be some red here. I didn't get it painted, but I'm going to do a trial on this piece here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of paint of this gray, put it on there, and then I'm going to come back with some red and see what it looks like if I just kind of brush it, so I don't have to get the airbrush like mixed up or whatever. This I'll definitely airbrush where these two meet, but that one I'm going to see if I can't just do it with a micro brush or something, and it's just such a small area. I don't want to break out the airbrush just for that. But there are a couple of other little areas. So right up here, there's these very faded yellow lines, and I think it's right through here someplace. There's another one. I'll work on that as well. Try to figure out the best way to do that. I'm trying to get a picture to see exactly what those are, and see if there's any others that don't immediately stick out. But I'll do those, and that'll be in the next issue or next episode, I should say. Which the next episode, I do have my magnets. Let me show you how these things are. So these are significantly smaller. If we look at, so here's one of the other magnets, and if you look here, significantly different size. So quite a bit different. So if I have to, I'll drill these holes out. Otherwise, I'll be putting these magnets in place in the next issue or episode. I keep saying issue, but next episode, and we will get that taken care of. It'll be one of the kind of things off the table that I have to worry about. Oh, they fit in perfectly. I don't even have to drill it out. That's awesome. I'm curious how it works. Where'd they go? Magnets are so strong that they stuck to a screw underneath there. So that's pretty funny. But perfect that they fit through there. I don't have to drill anything out, which I wasn't terribly excited about. So then it just comes down to a matter of figuring out how much of this nub to take off, because I want it to fit flush here. So I just had to figure out how much of a nub to take off, if it's the whole or just part of it. So I'll be using this as a trial run, and we'll see how that goes in the next episode. So with that, we're done for this episode. I want to thank everybody for watching, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and may the force be with you always.